Today, we're diving into a really powerful story, one that asks a tough question. What happens when you've lost all hope? We're heading into the middle of a vast desert, where salvation shows up in the most unbelievable way. So I want you to picture this. Our story starts in a place that feels like the edge of the world, a huge, empty desert. Just imagine an ocean of sand stretching out as far as you can see, where the sky and the ground just kind of blur together. Out here, there's absolutely nothing. No trees, no shade, just these endless waves of sand dunes under a sky that offers zero relief. And the sun, well, it's not just hot, it's a scorching fire up there. Every time you try to breathe, your lungs fill with this thick, hot dust. It's the kind of place that feels like it's designed to just erase you. And it's right here in the middle of all this crushing heat that we meet two young boys, Rahul and Deepu. They're completely lost, totally exhausted, and so desperate for just a single drop of water. They're at their limit. You can just hear the desperation in Rahul's voice. It's cracking, it's weak, and he finally says what they're both feeling. I can't go on. That's the moment, you know? The moment the body just decides it's done. And right then, at their lowest point, a little flicker of hope appears on the horizon. But this hope, well, it's about to make everything so much worse. Just as they're about to give up for good, they spot something. Can you believe it? An old hand pump. In that 1 second, this jolt of adrenaline must have shot through them. Hope is back. So you can just imagine the emotional whiplash here. It plays out in 3, just gut-wrenching steps. First, there's that pure joy, that rush of relief as they run toward the pump. Then, the frantic effort. Deepu is using every last bit of his strength, pumping like his life depends on it. And then, nothing. Only dry, useless sand sputters out. The hope is gone, just like that. And that's it. That's the final straw. Rahul just collapses onto the hot sand, completely defeated. He's sure this is the end. There's no water, and now there's no hope. But it's always at the lowest point, isn't it? When the silence of the desert is all that's left, a strange, miraculous light starts to glow in the distance. In that total, absolute silence, something impossible starts to happen. That light, it isn't just a dot on the horizon. It's moving, and it's coming right for them. Out of this soft golden light, a figure walks toward them. His face is just radiating peace, and his eyes are filled with this incredible love. The boys are just frozen. They're stunned when they realize it's Jesus. And the first thing he says, it's spoken so softly, but it carries so much power. Do not be afraid. I am with you. Imagine hearing those words. It must have brought this instant calm to their terrified hearts. Okay, so this is it. This is the turning point of the whole story. This is where the impossible becomes possible, and it all comes down to a simple act of faith. Jesus just smiles, walks over to that same useless pump, and places his hand on it. And instantly, the pump that was spitting out nothing but sand now gushes with clean, cool, life-giving water. They can barely believe what they're seeing, but they cup their hands and they drink. And in that moment, you can just feel the life, the energy surging right back into their exhausted bodies. As they're trying to process what just happened, Jesus explains what this is all really about. This miracle isn't just about water, it's about the incredible power of faith. And he really drives this point home, telling them that even in those darkest moments, when they felt completely and totally alone, God was still right there with them. So you can imagine this encounter changes everything. The boys are now filled with more than just water. They're filled with a new kind of strength that's going to change their lives forever. And you can see it right here in the promises they make. Their entire perspective has shifted. They look at each other, refreshed and reborn, and make a vow. Jesus gives them one last gentle smile, and then that golden light surrounds him again as he slowly vanishes. But even though he's gone, his presence, his love, and the miracle itself, that's left behind. That stays with them. So Rahul and Deepu keep going, but they aren't afraid anymore. And their story leaves us with this really profound lesson. No matter how tough life gets, if you can hold on to faith, amazing things can happen.
And this is really the ultimate promise of the story. It's a powerful reminder to just keep the faith and keep moving forward. Because even when it feels like every single door has slammed shut, there's always a new one that can open.
And that kind of leaves us with one last thing to think about. For the boys, their answer was a miracle. But in our own lives, when we're facing our own deserts, where do we find that strength to keep going? What gives us hope?